We'll begin our journey by assuming a particle moving along x-axis. Let's draw the axis and the particle. Here is the particle and here is the laboratory frame axis here, and we draw another pair of axes for the particle's frame, that is the dash frame. Now let's set everything in motion. As you can see that the particle and the dash frame is moving with respect to the laboratory frame. Well, it is quite normal because the dash frame is particle's frame and that one is the laboratory frame in which we are. Now what about the dash and frame and the particle? Well, in the dash frame, as you can see that in the point of view from the dash frame, the particle is in rest, that is the particle is not moving at all. But as you can see that for the laboratory frame we have moved from our position, so that means the particle is in rest for the dash frame and in its motion for the laboratory frame. Now suppose that the particle can release 2 photons. Now as it is in rest for the dash frame, the photons will go in a single direction, and we suppose it is in perpendicular direction, that is in y dash axis. This is the view because it is in rest for the dash frame. But for the laboratory frame, as you can see that the photons are making some angle with the direction of motion of the particle. Well, because the particle is moving for this frame. Now the momentum of the particle is its mass times its velocity, where its velocity is many times less than the speed of light, and for the photon it is its energy by its velocity, that is the Planck's constant into frequency by the speed of light. Now let's see this mathematics in much more detail. Let's remove everything from the screen and write down the equation. So the momentum of the particle is its mass times its velocity, and we will consider the non-relativistic case, that is the u much times less than c, and for each photons its momentum is h into f by c. Now let's draw the velocity vector diagram of the system. Here the orange arrow represent the velocity vector of the particle and the yellow ones represent the velocity vector of the photons. Now let's draw a perpendicular from C to U here, and let's suppose that the photons have made a angle of theta with the particle. Here it is, and it is symmetric. Now from our experience we can write down the total momentum of the photons, and remember for this we need the x component of the velocity, and this gives us the cos theta. Now the cos theta, that is the value of the cos theta, depends on 2 factors. This cos theta depends on the velocity of the particle, that is u here, this one, and the velocity vector of the photons, that is this one here. Now what about the 2? Well, this 2 at the beginning of the equation, this 2 comes because there are 2 photons, each one contributing by h into f into cos theta by c. Well, now as I have told before that the value of cos theta is u times u by c, and it gives the equation something like this. Now each photon has the energy h into its frequency, and from the conservation of energy we can say that the change of the energy of the particle is minus h2 into h into the frequency, and the minus represent that it decreases because it releases 2 photon. Now from the conservation of momentum of the system, that is the particle plus the 2 photons, we can say that the momentum of the particle plus the momentum of the photons equals 0, and so the momentum of the particle is minus the momentum of the photons, and we get something like this. And from the equation of the energy of the particle we can say something. Now before that, remember that the particle is at rest for the dash frame, so the moment the photons are going in a plane opposite direction, so their momentum cancel out, and the momentum of the particle is the energy of the particle into u by c square. Now from that equation we can say, we can use the value of the momentum of the particle and we will get this equation here. Now it is for this tiny change, and for bigger ones, that is for the complete system, we get something like this that you have seen, E equals mc square. Now you will see that the people say it is not true, it is not right. Well, it is indeed not the complete picture. The complete equation is something like this, and where m is the rest mass, and for p equals 0, that is momentum equals 0, we get E equals mc square. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, that's all for today. We will see you next time with something new. Goodbye.